If you need to get there by 8 o'clock, you have about an hour to do so. This top of the hour is brought to you by ABC Student Transportation, driving Detroit's future since 1994. Well, we're back on track with the IC Brothers and the Stable Singers, and guess what? She's here, y'all. I'm talking about Renee Beavers from the Regiment Lifestyle Movement. Mike, you quick on the draw here. We're lifting it up, we're lifting it up. Keep it going, keep it going. We'll catch you in a minute. We'll be talking about some great, beautiful sunrise.
Yes. It's gorgeous.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah. Puts things in perspective.
Doesn't it? I mean, when you could just sit here every morning, listen to this great music, and we were just sharing that on Motown the Cup of Joe Morning Show, we don't bash people and make jokes about things that people can't help themselves to have, different problems or whatever. You just play some good music to start your day off right. And I guarantee you, when you leave this show, you're gonna feel just an uplift in the morning. Something about this music. Are you feeling? Are you catching the spirit?
Yes, I am. I really
you catching
am.
the spirit?
Yes, I truly am.
Okay, just played your favorite Motown group, favorite Motown artist.
Stevie Wonder.
His favorite song for you?
I can feel it all.
Is that Sir Duke?
Sir Duke?
That's Sir Duke.
Sir Duke?
Yes, good morning.
This is my grandparents.
Mm-hmm. Right. Let me keep this on.
Yeah, Sir Duke.
Renee.
320. I gotta do it in 15 seconds.
We're going to come back after this, Renee, and we're going. She's going to be with us, back with us. I tell you, we are so caught up in this beautiful view. I had to tell Renee Beavers, my guest today, Renee, get away from the picture window in this beautiful God-sent view that I have an opportunity to enjoy every morning, at least Monday through Friday, from 6 to 8 a.m. only on WNZK 680, 690 on your AM dial.
It's gorgeous.
Is it gorgeous?
It's breathtaking.
Okay, let's talk, girl. Regiment Lifestyle Movement. I want you to explain what makes you different than regular diets that folks go on. But before that, I want you to know, disclaimer, Renee is not a doctor, but what I have found from just doing research and my own experience, that what she's going to share with you is just basically what our doctors say to us, or medical research has proven. Same thing. You just package it a different way.
Exactly.
Explain.
And the Regiment Lifestyle Movement is one movement with three parts, because we want to connect people with solutions. And the three parts are the 3-day detox, the 21-day journey, and then the whole food plant-based lifestyle. Because we understand that change has to happen physically, mentally, and spiritually. And a lot of times we're not connecting all that. Either we're working out really hard and we're not understanding nutrition. We're being told to eat a certain amount of fruits and vegetables. And one of the things I always say is that we don't have a protein deficiency. We have a fiber deficiency. So we really focus on what the deficiency is and helping people to really get a grip on a holistic approach to the whole person. Because you can't separate, and that's what we've been doing. Everything is separated and compartmentalized, which means there's not a cohesive solution. And that's what makes us different, is that we really address the whole person, and we address every aspect of it, physically, spiritually, physically, and emotionally.
So if a person wanted to get on the movement, what would the first thing that they need to do?
Have that big why, that I decided moment, because that's where everything starts.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not something you can bully someone into. That has to be that commitment that they make internally, and then from that step, I would recommend the 3-day detox, because the 3-day detox really helps you to, one, address yourself, come to terms with the things that need to be changed as far as your mental state, your nutritional, your understanding of nutrition, and as well as disconnecting yourself from all the things that are distractions, cell phones, television, relationships that are maybe not the best for us. So it really addresses all of that. So that would be the first, that would be the 3-day detox.
Which starts with make the decision to change, is basically
Exactly.
what you're saying.
The big why, the I decided moment.
Okay, so after the 3-day detox,
Then we have a program that we do on Facebook Live. It's called the 21-Day Journey, where we really begin to give more information and fill in the blanks as to, you know, about what are the best oils to use to prepare your meals with. What are the most beneficial fruits and vegetables? Because most Americans only eat 8 meals. But within those 8 meals, we're not getting the most beneficial fruits and vegetables, like spinach and kale and broccoli, and we're eating more of, you know, like iceberg lettuce and tomatoes, which those are good for you, but there are other fruits and vegetables that are highly beneficial. And so that's why you want to make sure that's a part of your everyday.
and those are those green leafy vegetables, which we all know, we've heard it a million times. They reduce the risk of cancer and heart disease, and they're rich in folic acid, vitamin C, potassium, and magnesium.
Exactly.
And speaking of potassium and magnesium, I had shared with my listeners all week when I was promoting that you were coming, that I had my own journey. I think about 5 years ago, I was at a job, that's that stress.
And yes.
It works against you every time. That was very stressful. Enjoyed what I was doing because I was helping people, but the job itself was very stressful. And I'm like 5'7", and my perfect size is like a 10, but I was like pushing a 14, pushing maybe like a 15, and my blood pressure went up.
Exactly.
Never had blood pressure problems in my life. So I went to the doctor, it was up, so he put me on, like, first it was a water pill, then it went to 10 milligrams, then to 20 milligrams, then to 25, then to 50 milligrams, and then to 60 milligrams of blood pressure medication. And it made me feel horrible. Any of my listeners, you know, that blood pressure medication, it's because your body is saying, what is this that you're putting in me?
Exactly.
It's just not natural. And so I told the doctor, I said, you know, I don't like, and my blood pressure never got normal.
Exactly.
It was better, but it wasn't normal. So the doctor says to me, you know what, Crystal, I'm going to tell you, you're just hyper, which I am, and you'll be on blood pressure medication your entire life. So when he said that, just a red flag went up, and I said to him, I said, you know what, before I knew what I was saying, I said, you're not God. How are you going to tell me what I'm going to do for my entire life? So what I did, and what we have to do with our health, is don't trust even your doctor to your total health.
Exactly.
You have to ask questions and step back and say, wait a minute, I'm not going to be on this all my life. So I switched doctors.
Right.
And when I went to the new doctor, she says, well, what has changed in your life? And I explained the whole situation. She said, it's a weight situation. Because when I was pregnant with my son, my blood pressure went up. But the moment that I had him, it went back to normal. So I knew it was the weight thing. The other doctor didn't say that. She says you need to change your lifestyle. Lifestyle change. Do you work out? Are you hydrating yourself? Are you drinking enough water? You know, what is your diet? Total lifestyle change. And I decided to do that 3 years ago. I totally changed my eating habits, and I work out. I do the speed walk, 4 miles every day, 7 days a week. Dedicated, as a matter of fact, they call me a gym workout rat, which is okay with me. I'm back to my size 10.
Right.
I feel better, my skin is great.
Right.
So I understand what you mean by lifestyle change.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And one of the reasons why I said movement is because we need movement in so many different ways. We need movement away from the things and the people and the that are toxic and that are unhealthy for us. We need movement as far as our digestion, because most of us struggle with constipation, and that's the root cause of a lot of the diseases that we struggle with. And then we also need a movement as far as moving towards the goals and the dreams and the desires that we have. And so that's why it's not a program, it's a movement, because you said it, I decided. And it really goes back to that big why, and you making a decision that you want to change. And a lot of times we want to change and we want to do better, but we are bombarded with all these different sources of information that really make it confusing for us to really know, well, what do we do? Well, eat right, exercise. What exactly does that look like? How do you actually do that? And that's where my journey, because I began my journey at 10 years old, because at 10 I weighed 110. And back then, kids weren't 110, you know? And so I really had to, this has been a lifelong journey for me, discovering the solutions, because I grew up with vegetarian grandparents who really modeled to us the importance of eating, whole foods and plant-based foods, and it really kind of triggered something inside of me. So that's a part of our legacy in our family, is understanding how food is medicine. And we say that, Socrates said, let food be that medicine, but most of us don't know how to do that. Even with blood pressure medicine, there's lots of ways. When someone tells you you're going to be on something for the rest of your life that you weren't born taking, that should be alarming to you. And most of us just take the doctor's word as if it's the gospel.
Yes.
And we have to realize, how did you start off? Let's go backwards to go forward. No one was born taking blood pressure medicine. So therefore, there has to be something that changed in your lifestyle. And that's what we don't want to address. We'd rather, and a lot of times they believe that we're not intelligent enough to want to change. We'll just give them a medicine because they'd rather do that. I believe that we're intelligent enough to make wise decisions if we're giving the right information. And so that's why we have the 21-day journey, because it's a community environment where they can connect with other people who are like-minded, and you get support, and you can ask someone questions. Because I believe it should be a come along with me, see, hear, and act. It should be relational, and it makes a big difference when you have a community of people.
Absolutely. Okay, so you do the 3-day detox. And I noticed, because I didn't do it, and I'm going to tell you why. I have a real busy week on More Time than a Cup of Joe morning show, and I know that I need to be calm.
Exactly.
That's very important.
Yes.
When you decide that you want to fast and detox, you need to be very, very calm, because it's the only way that it can work. Those
And
toxins
still.
start, and still, and prayerful.
Yes. Yes.
Extremely. So you have the 3-day detox. After that,
After the 3-day detox, you go into the 21-day journey, which
Okay.
is more community. So you go to yourself, because that's a part of you with, helping you to understand the importance of a relationship with yourself. So that's what the 3-day detox, it helps you to address you, what you want to overcome, and your relationship with God. Because that's the root cause of most of the problems. It's not that we don't have a belief system. Our belief system, just like our nutritional system, is based on what everyone has told us and not what we know to be true.
okay, and the third part?
The third part is the whole food, plant-based lifestyle, where we have, that's also can be social, and we also have the life sessions where I come and I work with people and I show them, I do an assessment with them, as well as we have recipes, and we have our website where there's information and blogs, and they can ask questions, and so it really just a sense of support, as well as someone to come along with you.
Okay, now you're out of state.
Yes.
So for my local listeners,
Well, for your I'm out of state, but I'm available to come to people for groups. So
Okay.
that's, you have YouTube, which is, it's not live, but it's actually available. Then we also have the 21-day, which is on Facebook Live. So that's actually more interactive. But then I also have the live sessions where I'll actually come and interact with people on a group setting or individually. So I will travel to where people are.
well, we're going to hold that thought, put a pin in it. I need to flavor my cup of Joe with some of that Motown sound. We're talking about flavors here. The Temptations, little something. Is Growing Up Motown Wednesday. My special guest, Renee Beavers from Regiment Lifestyle Movement.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, look into a day. The first time that I heard of a plant-based life was the Hollywood Stars. It's very, very popular in Hollywood. And they all look good. Probably got some other stuff going on too, but that's okay. Give us a glimpse into breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Well, one of the things that I always talk about is, people talk about fasting. You fast every day. That's why when you wake up in the morning, it's called breakfast. You're breaking your fast. And I think that what you break your fast with has a lot to do with how much energy you're going to have. So I believe that the best way to break your fast in the morning is with a smoothie. And so our smoothie recipes are on our website. But the base of all of our smoothies are dates, flaxseed, and any plant-based milk of your preference. And at least 2 cups of spinach, because we're supposed to get 4.5 cups of fruits and vegetables a day. And so it makes it very easy and affordable to get your vegetables in the morning, especially if you're busy. Or you can pre-make them in the evening and freeze them. So we have a smoothie in the morning for breakfast. I normally always have water with chlorophyll. And I also, throughout the day, I would have a cup, and I don't measure. The thing I love about this is that there's no measuring, and there's no counting calories. It's just a matter of you eating real foods. So you'd have fruit. After that, you have to do your smoothie. You're going to feel really full and satisfied, because you're getting all the things your cells and your blood needs. So the smoothie, then you'd have like maybe some fruit. You like for lunch. I normally the average American only eats 8 different meals. So I make a lot of the same things that most people have. We have burgers. We have pizza. We have spaghetti.
What are the burgers made of?
I make them. I have a recipe. I use beans. I use mushrooms. I use either brown rice or sometimes I use oatmeal. And then of course I put flaxseed in everything because flaxseed is so really good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really big on seasoning things because I always say I'm putting the yum back in vegetables.
Okay.
Because most people don't like the way they taste, but it's a matter of really seasoning them.
And you be very careful about these vegetarian burgers that you see in stores. I'm not going to name any stores because I always check, because I had the blood pressure issue,
The sodium.
always check the sodium.
Exactly.
And if you look at the sodium count, it will scare the heck out of
Yes.
you.
Mhm.
So what's the sense in getting all of this vegetarian, this great burger, if it's going to make your blood pressure just go sky high?
And that's why I say whole food, plant-based, because you want to make sure you're eating whole foods that you prepare or that are fresh. Because a lot of the foods that are prepackaged, that's the problem. 59% of Americans' diets come from ultra-processed foods, and that's really a part of the problem. And so it's more about eating real foods, and it's not as expensive as people would think that it is. Because if you only have $100, you spend it on what is the best choices.
Mm-hmm.
So we have smoothies, you can have soup throughout the day.
Be careful about the soup.
Homemade.
I tell you, here I go again with this blood
Yes.
pressure issue.
Sodium.
When I realized that I was not going to take blood pressure medication, I started watching the labels on everything.
Everything.
And there is so much sodium
Exactly.
in canned soup. And I'll tell you something else. Lunch meat.
Exactly.
People, my
Processed,
listeners,
ultra-processed.
be very careful when you go and you buy lunch meat. It's so much sodium. So
Exactly.
if you just eat turkey or chicken, it's best that you cook it yourself.
Exactly.
And make your own sandwiches.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I stay clear from
And
the
it's
process.
getting people back to the point of preparing meals again, because that really does save families, because you're spending time together, you're eating meals together, and we're teaching the next generation how to cook, which is something that is it's a lost art.
Mhm.
And so we would have, like a salad with, the spinach and and if you look on our YouTube and Instagram, I show all these things. We have a video where it's showing what we eat throughout the day. So you want to make sure you're eating more whole, real foods. That foods that aren't, a fruit roll up is not a strawberry. Like you said, a hot dog is not meat.
Oh, hot
You
dog,
wanna
oh
eat-
my gosh.
You want to eat, if you're going to eat those things, you want to make sure you're eating the one thing I do tell people to regulate is their sodium. You should only have 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. That's the one thing I tell everyone to regulate, because that is so crucial to all of your systems functioning properly. And if you're struggling with water retention, you don't want to eat a lot of sodium.
And what I really like about the regimen lifestyle movement is when you look at the total package of everything, you don't have to go with a lot of these diets and you have people selling all these products. When you finish paying, you're in the hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is just basically going to the grocery store, buying the right foods.
The real foods.
Because you're going to buy food anyway.
Exactly.
So why not buy the right foods? And Renee and I were talking when we were jamming here, and we were saying that when you eat right and you work out, and hydration,
Yes.
very, very important. You must keep yourself hydrated. People, you are not going to gain the weight.
No.
You won't gain the weight. As a matter of fact, you'll look and say, well, I had that piece of pizza, but I didn't gain any weight the next day.
And a lot of it is the kind of pizza that you're eating.
Yes.
And you're making sure that you're going to places where they're using good ingredients. There are lots of restaurants that you don't have to just eat at home. You can't live in a bubble. You have to know how to go out and eat. So making sure that when you make decisions that most of your foods, you have lots of green vegetables, lots of color. I say you should eat the rainbow.
Yes.
You want to make sure that your food looks beautiful, because that's a part of your brain that gets satisfied when you're eating really beautiful, colorful meals. And like for dinner, we normally have I make tacos. You can use kale. You can use, so it's not just eating one type of food. I have more variety in my lifestyle now than I ever did when I was dieting. And again, it's not a scavenger hunt. We have a list of the most beneficial fruits and vegetables, the most beneficial oils. So it really kind of gives you a parameter. It's not a one size fits all. You can eat the foods, like my husband loves pineapple and I love papaya. Your palate is going to be different, and you have to learn to develop and understand what your body likes and what your body needs. And so there's such a big variety of fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and
Okay.
really good oils.
Listener who wants to go on the journey, What is the cost? Because I know that there is the 3-day detox.
The only thing that has a cost is a 3-day detox, and it is $19.95, and I can purchase that on our website. Other than that, it's your normal food cost.
But I noticed the 3-day detox, that it lasts a while though.
Oh, it does.
Because you know, you get a bag and all the ingredients are included. You know what you're getting. It's mostly potassium
It's
and
vitamins and minerals. It's natural.
Vitamins and minerals. 3 days. And what is this like? How many days
It's
can you
actually,
get from the 1995?
well, actually, it's really designed to be used for 3 days. However, depending on your system and where you are, you could probably use it you could probably do another 3 day as well.
Okay.
But it just depends on, how toxic you are
Okay.
as to how much of it you're going to use.
And how often can you do the 3-day fast?
I always say that it's better to do it based on what's going on with your body. The more toxic you are, the more health issues you have, you probably would do it more often. Because it's natural, it's not like you're destroying your system by doing it. So it has to be based on seeing how you feel. So that's what we do in the community, where you can talk to me and ask questions. And if you're starting to see your system not work, you should be having 3 bowel movements a day, every day. If that's not happening, then you know that something's going on.
Yes, and
so-
healthy.
Yes.
You know, we're talking about the poopy most of the
Sorry. It's a movement.
It's a movement.
It's a movement.
But if you are not going regularly every
That's a sign
day,
that you need a
it's
detox.
right. And another sign is the waistline.
Yes.
They
Your
will tell you
skin having
Yes.
headaches.
Yes.
Also body odor. That's another thing that your body's letting you know that it's not releasing all those toxins.
Okay. So the 3-day detox, you can detox maybe every other week.
No, that you wouldn't need to do it that often. You would probably need to do it like I would say just like the seasons, summer, winter, spring, when
Okay.
the seasons change.
I'm trying to get back to this 1995. So you get to 1995, you say you can do it twice
You would
from this one.
depending on your weight,
Okay.
depending on your stature, you should be able to do it twice. You can do the fasting part of it every week if you like.
That's
But
what
as
I'm
far
going
as
with.
the actual minerals, the principles of the detox should be practiced every day.
Okay.
The products that go along with it are only designed to give you. So it's not just the detox; it's the information. It's teaching you the importance of fasting and really stopping. You should stop and be still every single day. So that part of it you could use over and over and over and over again.
So we're on the journey. How soon do you see the results?
The first result is you feel better. And that should be the first result of any change.
Yes.
Because if you make it about the scale, if you make it about clothes, then you're going to feel that you're not being successful. So the first goal should be to feel better and to be in control of your appetite.
And the energy.
Yes, the energy and your skin.
I tell you.
You feel, your eyes, even just the way you wake up in the morning. So the first step is to feel better. If that's your first goal, and it's a more realistic goal than saying, I want to wear a size 4. You have to look at what was the smallest you've ever been in your life. And it shouldn't be a goal that you're looking at someone else. It has to be yourself.
And I think that people should understand that everyone was not meant to be a size 4.
No.
Or a size 6.
Exactly.
Some people are meant to be a size 14. It's not the size, it's to be healthy in your skin.
Exactly.
That's what's important.
Exactly.
Oh boy, Mike, how long do we have? I tell you.
4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 minutes. I think that we want to come out. Can we get out of here with with one of your favorite, Mike?
Yeah.
Jam? Renee, give us some information. You're always welcome back.
I would
How
love to come back.
you can get on the regiment lifestyle movement.
Well, we've made it very simple. You can go to our website at www.b as in boy, 3, regiment, REGIMENT. Everything is there. They can follow us on Facebook on the 21-day journey on Facebook for Regiment. And they can also give us a call at 404-936-1642. I would love to hear from you guys.
Say that a little slower.
404-936-1642 or www.b as in boy, 3, regiment, REGIMENT. We look forward to you guys joining us.
Renee, it's been a blast. I tell you.
It's been wonderful.
When she got here, I said, I tell you, it's going to be the fastest hour in your life.
It has been.
And I thank my listeners for just listening to all this great information. Because normally We get about 25, 30 songs in the morning, but you have been so worth it.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
And thank you, Anita,
Thank
over
you.
there, for joining us. Mike, take me out of here. Yes, sir. ABC, student transportation, driving Detroit's future since